Welcome back to the channel. This is the action figure grader. I have not shaved in like 4 or 5 days, and it's really depressing because I'm turning gray. I mean, it is bad. I look like a hobo, by the way. I cannot grow a beard to save my life, but I've been too lazy to actually shave. So that's what's going on in my life. I've got a lot of mint on cards that we're going to go through. And most of these are budget friendly. They were at auction, most of them, and most of them had some condition issues, but I've gotten word from a number of you that you do like to see collector friendly auction sales. Not everybody has to have a graded collection or the highest of the high grade collection. There were some gems in here. As you can see on the left hand side, there was a 65B Hollow Cheeks Tusken Raider, and then on the right side we had a transition Luke Skywalker Hoth 48 back free 9-num offer. That's a tough one to find, and it was in pretty good shape. So let's go ahead and take a look. Most of these are later card backs. Return of the Jedi, Tri-Logos, Ewoks, things like that, Droids. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start off with a nice one. This one is a 65 back B Lando Skiff Guard AFA 85. And this one was a true clear blister. Really, really nice, unpunched, no price sticker. That sold for $432.87. As a side note, I just sold on Rogue 5 Toys a 79 back AFA 80 archival case that was labeled clear blister, but in my opinion, it had started to yellow just ever so slightly. That one I sold at $300, and I've got a lot of items for sale and are going for sale on Rogue 5 Toys. I'll just be up front and tell you that. I've been selling a lot here the last week or so, and I've got the tax man coming to get me. I owe a lot of money in taxes this year, which is a good problem to have. I'm not complaining. But instead of dipping into savings, I think it's time to downsize the collection a little bit. So I'm downsizing things. I've sold off a number of really nice items, and I will continue to be selling off mint on cards as well as loose graded items. So if you're not a member of Rogue 5 Toys, I recommend you join. I'll put a link to Rogue 5 Toys in the video description, but make sure you answer the questions. Otherwise, you're going to get rejected by Chris. He's pretty a hard butt about it. And you got to answer all the questions thoroughly so you know what you're doing, and you know, making sure we're vetting the scum and villainy, keeping them out of there. So if you want to join, just make sure to answer the questions, but it's a good group, and I'm trying to be pretty fair with my prices. But I've got some rare stuff that I'm asking a lot of money for, and then I've got some common stuff as well. So be sure to join if you want to check out the auctions that I'm sure will be going for a while. Not auctions, but buy it nows, claims, things like that. Here is that 65 back B Tusken Raider. This one had the hollow cheeks, as you can see right here. Nice close up there. Yellow blister, you know, which they almost always are. I don't know if I've ever seen a hollow cheeks mint on card, you know, standard 65B that has not yellowed. They all yellow. But anyway, this one was listed for $700, which is, I thought, a pretty good price for the condition. This is in pretty good shape. I think it's got a very solid chance at an 80 or an 80 plus, certainly an 80 grade minimum. But it was listed for $700, which I thought was actually pretty good for what it was. And they had best offer accepted on that one. I looked it up, and it was $600. So $600 for a mint on card hollow cheeks, kind of hard to pass that up, just given what loose complete examples typically go for, which is $300 to $400 minimum. So a great deal there, I think, for a mint on card. Next up, I think this is the only ESB, but you know, it had obviously a lot of wear to the card. But this is very typically an expensive mint on card. I think it's the debut card, the 41 back A for the AT-AT driver. So typically it's very expensive and high grade, over $1,000 plus. But obviously this one was not high grade. It had lots of creases and things, but I thought it was worth showing. $236.95 was the sales price on that. Again, the 41A AT-AT driver is not the easiest thing to find. And that to me was a very fair price, just given what it was. Next up, same seller. I think most of these are from the same seller. He had a bunch of mocks that came in that are really nice. Some of them were better than others, but this one is a Wicket Tri-Logo. And, you know, it had one little ding in the upper right-hand corner, but I think this is pretty easily an 80 grade. And this one was listed for $300, and it sold for $252. $252, but that was a very nice unpunched Wicket Tri-Logo. And I thought also very fairly priced for what it was. So $252 was the best offer accepted on that one. Here is that transition 48 back Return of the Jedi free 9-num offer for Luke Hoth. And we've seen high grade examples sell. I want to say either CIB had some at auction or maybe they were at Hakes, but this is a very expensive one in a high grade clear blister. This one was very slightly yellowed blister. And one of my friends he said he put in a bid for 600, and I wasn't sure if that would get it or not. It seemed to be about right. It sold for 676, so I don't think he won that one. But this is just a tough one to track down in good condition. This is probably about a yellowed 80, would be my guess on the condition for that one. And the transition cards for the Return of the Jedi 48 backs, they are very sought after. So 676 on that one. We had a 65 back A Death Star droid. These do typically stay clear blister like this. 330 was the final sales price there. That was pretty fair. I think for my 65A clear blister Death Star droid, I paid almost the exact same price, like 335 ungraded for mine. So, and I think mine graded an 80 plus, if memory serves. So this looks to be about an 80 or an 80 plus, in my opinion. So very fair on that one. And what else? This same seller had a bunch of nice ones, and then others that were more kind of collector friendly type thing. And this one was a Hong Kong 65A Biker Scout, and yellow blister. Obviously, some wear around the hang tab there, and some litho issues. So not a high grade, but $123.50. That's a pretty good bargain price for a budget friendly Biker Scout. We had Han Trenchcoat unpunched KB Toys. Price sticker, that one sold for $132.50. Had just some light edge wear to it, but pretty good shape. $132.50. Han Bespin, that's one that can be kind of expensive on the Return of the Jedi card. 77A. This one has the running change SKU sticker in the upper left-hand corner. So if you see that little sticker, that just means they were changing SKUs. And so some of them have that sticker with the new SKU on there. This one was in pretty good shape. This is probably about an 80 grade, and it sold for $227.50. Very fair price, unpunched. And then his girlfriend, Leia Bespin. This one looks like it might have some frosting going on the head of the figure. Weird paint apps on that. It's like the paint is worn off on the hair there or something. But anyway, this 77A Leia Bespin sold for $203.50. Again, overall pretty decent shape, but nothing super special about it. IG88 on the 77 back to $214.49. Clear blister for this one. You can be paying a lot of money, a ton of money. They can go for $400 or $500 in high grade. So that one obviously has a yellow blister, $214.50. Luke Bespin, that's another one that can be very pricey on the 77 back. I have this one AFA 80 clear blister on mine, and I paid about $600, I think somewhere there, $650. I don't remember the exact number. But this one, $467 for a yellowed blister in pretty decent shape. So Luke Bespin 77A, $467. Obviously, this Tri-Logo's got some litho issues as well as bubble issues. But again, I'm just trying to show some more budget-friendly items for some of you out there. But this Tri-Logo ATST sold for $103.50. We had a 21B medical droid. This one in high grade is very expensive, $800 or $900 typically. This one had a yellow blister and crunched $144.50. That's about as cheap as it gets there for a Tri-Logo. This one looks like it has the semi-metallic paint job too on the 21B medical droid. It might be my imagination, but it looks like it's a metallic paint. FX7, again, this one was in better shape. $191.38. That blister was in good shape. It just had, the sticker kind of removed there, but I don't see any litho tears. The blister on this one's in good shape. This one's got a good chance at an 80 grade overall. That one, again, $191.38, good deal. Tri-Logo Darth Vader, just some light creases to it. That one sold for $384, another very fair price. That blister was also in pretty good shape. Just some light dings to it. But the Tri-Logo Vader is one of my favorites because it's got dark Vador down there in the name pill. And on to some Power of the Force and some of the later card backs. We've got an Imperial Dignitary, kind of rough-shaped card, $172. I mean, given again that an Imperial Dignitary in good shape can sell for $140 just loose with no nose rub, $172 mint on card is a good deal. EV99. This card was in really good shape, I felt like. Probably an 80 grade overall. And it's hard to tell what's going on with that sticker. It looks like maybe they tried to peel it off, so that would hurt things. But that one sold for $460. Kia Mall on the Droids US card back. That one sold in an auction for $134.50. Kez Iban. This was actually a good deal. Kez Iban's kind of an expensive one, mint on card, I feel like. And that one sold for $219.50. Probably about a 75 grade for that one. Thal Jobin actually sold for more, which I was a little surprised by. But Thal Jobin loose graded. I mean, we saw an AFA 85 for one of those that went for big money in an auction last year. I think it was last year. It was a loose graded example. I don't remember the final number. It was AFA 85 new case style, and it sold for like double what this is at $220.49. On to a Kenner Canada Uncle Gundy. This is a CAS 80 plus grade. Kenner Canada punched example, $250 on one bid for that one. I actually thought that was a really good deal for a foreign card back. And same seller also had the Ewoks low gray, which was made in the Lily Letty factory in Mexico. This one was not perfect, but overall pretty decent shape. Probably about a 75 plus grade would be my guess on that one. But $202.50 is a good deal there. And then Wicket, which is always really expensive, loose complete, loose graded or mint on card. I mean, they are very pricey. And this card had some creases and things like that, so it sold at $430. We just saw one that was pretty much dead mint that sold for over $900 ungraded. So it's a very, very expensive mint on card, but this one obviously had some condition issues. And honestly, $430 for that is less than I've seen loose complete ungraded examples for that figure go for. So $430 mint on card, that's bargain deal. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this look at maybe mostly more budget friendly examples of mint on cards from the vintage Kenner and Palatoy line of Star Wars figures. Thank you as always for watching, and I'll be back soon.